Hi, I'm Jacqueline Long, and this is my ETEC 527 final project. The objectives that this unit will be going over are the science TEKs for second grade, which is the student is expected to investigate and record some of the unique stages that insects undergo during their life cycle. The student will collect, record, and compare information using tools, including computers, and the student will make predictions based on observable patterns. The required materials for this lesson are computers, Padlet.com, PebbleGo.com, a butterfly net or terrarium, and butterfly eggs. The intended audience is second grade, that's where I got the TEKs from, and the lesson would take about 4 weeks to accomplish during the 30-minute science block. That's because from egg to butterfly, it takes roughly 4 weeks to go through each of those stages. Padlet's a free Web 2.0 tool that allows users to create an online bulletin board. It's a blank space where users can collaboratively work together to add images, links, comments, videos, and more. And then it can be used as a blank wall where you input, or they do have pre-made templates. I've created a pre-made template that I'm sharing with you through. So in week 1, the teacher will introduce the life cycle unit and what life cycles are by showing a video on the life cycle of a moth. The video is located right here, and it's also in my written description if you need to reference it. Based on the information from that video, the teacher is going to discuss, compare and contrast what life cycles are, maybe what the students might see in the butterfly to give them a taste and so that they can start making predictions about what they'll see. And then the teacher is also going to demonstrate how to create a Padlet. The teacher will use the stages that we saw in the video of the life cycle of a moth with the notes, some other videos, and photos. And this is to show an example of the final project, and the example Padlet's right here. So this is the example moth life cycle Padlet, and it kind of shows the different stages of that life cycle. And this also shows the expectations of what their final project should kind of look like. Then the teacher's going to have to make copies of the blank lifestyle template for each student. I suggest that the last name and then butterfly life cycle so that the teacher can tell whose is whose. So the teacher will have to make the blank life cycle, and it just looks like this. And then students can go in and click the little pencil, and they can change it to eggs, and then type in what they need to type in, and then add their photos and videos either from webcam or from their device that they took it on earlier. And then they can also go in and change the background to make it more private. The teacher can make it to where it's password protected and that each student's password is maybe their name so that there's accountability, or it's even more private that way. And then weeks 2 through 3, the class will receive a terrarium and butterfly eggs. Students will research the anticipated stages of the butterfly life cycle on PebbleGo.com, which is a research webpage, and students will observe and record in a Padlet what they see in their terrarium. Students will take and upload photos and videos of the classroom's eggs as they turn into caterpillars, chrysalises, and butterflies, and as they move from each stage. And then once the unit's complete, once they've gone from eggs to butterfly, I'm anticipating that that'll be 4 weeks. Once that unit's complete, students will have a finished Padlet showing the different stages complete with their observations, photos, and videos that were from our class's terrarium. And so this is just a final project example. Of course, it would be different because it would be actually from your classroom, but it would look something kind of like this. And then the evaluation, I said that for ease of use that it meets the standards, that teachers will have to introduce Padlet, but students in the second grade would be able to get it once you kind of go over it with the moth life cycle. For critical thinking, This actually is just making them remembering, understanding, and applying. It's not that difficult. Now you could make it more, but because they're observing what they see in the classroom and then they're putting it on paper what they've learned, it's not as critical. The engagement, I gave a 5. I think Padlet will be very engaging and encouraging to students, much more than just writing in their science journal. Privacy, I gave a 5 because you can make it password protected so that only the specific students you want to see it can see it. Differentiation, I put a 5 because students can upload pictures, they can do voice to text, they can video themselves, they can webcam video themselves talking if they can't type. There's lots of different accommodations you can do for it. And then I gave it a 5 for curriculum alignment because it can be used for any subject. And then I gave it a 4 for collaboration because in this unit, students are not collaborating. However, this can be shared out among all of the internet. And so that's my ETEC 527 final project.